after Saturday's defeat, is it quite good to have a game following it on quite quickly tomorrow night against Fylde?
Yeah, I think so. Haven't got all week to stew over it. We'll put it to bed today and get on ready for the game tomorrow night.
Yeah, it was a dominant first half, but frustrating second half performance, wasn't it? What will be the key to try and put that right tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think it's the positives that we've done well first half, and obviously their goal just before half time, the timings of the goals were really poor from our point of view. But yeah, listen, it's the next game. We put it to bed, and as well as we played Tuesday night, we've got to get back to the levels that we can get to. Yeah,
it was quite an uncharacteristic sort of performance defensively. Do you feel like because of that, the record that we've got defensively over the last couple of years, we can sort of put that to just a blip and try and move on from it?
Yeah, I don't think we won't just brush under the carpet. We look at why and what we've got to do better. There's no doubt about that. And we've got to be better when things go against us. And but we bit of work today again, ready for the game and going positive and looking to get a result.
Yeah, Bim Peppel up front worked his socks off and was a nuisance, and that sort of work rate led to the first goal, the goal that Gus ended up scoring. And he did also have a big clash of heads as well. He managed to carry on, so I assume he might be right. But is there any sort of doubt around him for tomorrow night?
No, he's okay. Yeah, he's all right. Just a little whack on his. I think the other guy came off worse. So he's a strong boy, and as you say, worked his socks off for the team. But yeah, he'll be okay.
Yeah, and how are the likes of Josh Walker, Ollie Coker and Danny Waldron progressing?
Yeah, there's Danny Waldron still a number of weeks away. Ollie Coker's a few weeks away. Cav Miley's a number of weeks away. Josh Walker's on the grass with the physio and the sports science department, so he's closer than the others, but still a little way, still a bit away as well.
Yeah, and we saw yesterday that Fylde part company with Chris Beach. So do you have to guard against a bit of complacency in terms of coming up against a wounded animal in that sense that they've lost their last four? Yeah,
no. Listen, we see Saturday that teams will fight. This league is so tough that if you drop below your standards, then anything can happen. We saw that Saturday. So for us, it's about focusing on us. We can't control what goes on elsewhere. We've got to focus on us and make sure we do what we do well. Because second half for Saturday wasn't good enough. Got to respond and get level of performance that we feel like we need.
Thank you. How hard is it as a manager when you have such a frustrating game, which is seemingly in your hands, and you throw it away? How hard is it as a manager is that the hardest thing about it?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's so out of your control on the sideline that there were some uncharacteristic mistakes, errors, if you want, and it just seemed to compound itself. You're going to lose games. I think the manner I don't like sometimes. I don't like losing any games, by the way. So yeah, frustrating because in control of the game, without playing brilliant, I have to say. But to dip below the levels that we feel like we can hit, especially on from Tuesday night, that was frustrating if you want. So we just got, we spoke this morning about where we feel we're at and what we've got to do.
You win tomorrow, you're top 10, point outside the playoffs. Is it too early to look at things like that, or does that come into the thinking?
Not really. Listen, I think we know where, if you can go get a result where it leads you, first and foremost you've got to put performance in. And hopefully you get a result off the back of that. So not looking too far ahead in terms of where it might lead and where it might put you in the table. That's, that'll come if you do your job on the pitch.
And Fylde got some sort of dangerous players to be wary of, though, haven't they?
No, absolutely. And listen, I think you talked about Nick Horton, obviously, that he can score goals, and they've got other players who can hurt you. So, listen, as I said, with every team in this league is so competitive that if you drop below your standards, then you can get hurt.
And with such a sort of so many games in a short space of time, do you look at maybe freshening things up, or is it still too early in the season for that as well? Yeah,
no, I think it's always something you look at. We probably ain't got too many bodies to change too much, but it's something we will look at. Whether we do or not, we'll wait and see tomorrow.
And signings wise, is that still ongoing as well?
Yeah, still ongoing. We're trying. Not always as easy as we'd like it to be, of course, but we'd like that one or two in, obviously.